Chang'a and Nairobi, Honorable Speaker, the entire corridor is a scene of crime. And the chair should know, from the Namanga border to Nairobi is an entire scene of crime. Every other truck, I hear even Isabania in Migori, every truck that you find on that road is carrying ethanol in drums. This ethanol is disguised with onions and tomatoes. And the police, Honorable Speaker, if you want to be the OCPD Kajiado today, you have to know people in Vigilance House here to be deployed in Kajiado, because it is the most lucrative place to be in because of this illicit trade. Therefore, the chair should not be taking us in the scapegoating of this county government and that county government. We must deal with the problem where it is. The problem is with the police, enforcement of law, and also this House has an obligation through the committee to make sure that we have legislation that regulates the sale of ethanol and methanol. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Oundo.
Thank you, Speaker. Let me also take this opportunity to sympathize with the lost souls because of consuming illicit brew. Honorable Speaker, there is danger of branding some local brews to become illicit brew simply because people have lost lives in other places. Honorable Speaker, yes, the licensing of bus is the mandate of the county government, but beyond that, the enforcement, the production and the rest, square lies with the Ministry of Health and the relevant ministry in the national security organs. Honorable Speaker, in where I come from, we have a very local gin, very pure local gin, Honorable Speaker, manufactured in very hygienic conditions, and we have never had any challenges.
Honorable Undo, what you are calling gin is in fact an outlawed drink called Chang'a.
No, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
It's not called Chang'a.
Yes.
We call it Nguri, Honorable Speaker. And it's a very clear and clean gin.
Go and read the definition of Chang'a in the Chang'a Prohibition Act.
And Honorable Speaker, if you go to my constituency, we have no shortage of kids. We have no shortage of pregnant women. So honestly, Speaker, we do not want the mess that has happened in central Kenya to be applied blanket application the entire country to eliminate our national pastime in our community. Honorable Speaker, let regions deal with their problems as they arise and not have a national condemnation of local brews. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, Honorable Undo, for avoidance of doubt. Under the Chang'a Prohibition Act, Chang'a is described as Enguli, Machwara, Machozi ya Simba, Kill Me Quick, or any other spirituous liquor, howsoever described. So it is not a local brew that is defendable. Yes, Mukunji will be the last on this. Yes, there's a point of order, Mukunji. Let me hear Raso first. Raso, is it a point of order or you want to make a contribution? Pardon? Mukunji, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want to thank Honorable Jerry Kirinyaga County for this important statement. And I want to say, Honorable Speaker, if this National Assembly cannot act when 23 lives have been lost, Honorable Speaker, I don't think there is any other important time to act on this issue. Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with the majority leader that police officers are part and parcel of the thriving ethanol trade. And Honorable Speaker, it has gotten to a point where we really have to call it to order, Honorable Speaker. I want to see, Honorable Speaker, a stoppage of importation of ethanol until, Honorable Speaker, we know who are doing this work and are they even paying taxes. And Honorable Speaker, we have made billionaires out of ethanol trade. And these people have become too powerful that they are able to buy the police force from top to bottom. And that is why, Honorable Speaker, we have lost lives in Kirinyaga. We might continue losing lives. And Honorable Speaker, our young people, our generation that is behind us is in serious danger if this assembly does not act. We have to put laws and ensure we don't allow populations to thrive in drunkenness. And Honorable Speaker, when you meet a drunk person, that person is actually sick and is not actually a bad person. But Honorable Speaker, we are treating the symptoms instead of treating the disease. The people who are selling poison in this country are the people that are well known, and we have to go for them without fear or anything. Because, Honorable Speaker, if we don't do that, the population behind us is going to judge us in a very, very serious way. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
We'll end there on this. Oraso, I had promised to give you 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute, Dawood 1 minute, and Mudhoni 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I support the statement that is being sought by Honorable Njeri. Those are fundamental issues. I believe even the chairman is not contradicting that a response must be robust on this particular issue. But what the chairman is saying, the issue at stake is the law. There are those who are enforcing, but the law is mandating the counties to actually collect money. The counties are interested in collecting money, but they are not at any point.
Honorable Raso, the point that the majority leader, Junet, and others have raised is very simple. Counties license bars. They don't license places for homicides. When homicides are committed, it becomes a matter of the police. And that's why, Honorable Tongoyo, you must call your troops to order. No excuses. There is no county government in this country that licenses anybody to kill another. Yes, Dawood.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you remember, we did a cleanup in Mount Kenya for alcohol in 2015. Mr. Speaker, the problem is not just licensing. Mr. Speaker, the factories which produce those third-generation liquor need to be closed immediately, because that is where the problem is. Mr. Speaker, we closed the wine shops in Meru. They went to the court and got an order to open again. Mr. Speaker, we need to approach this thing in a three-pronged manner where courts do not interfere with whatever is being done, and stopping the factories operating. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Your neighbor. Mudhoni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to laud the woman rep Kirinyaga, Honorable Njeri, for bringing this very fundamental issue. Honorable Speaker, we are here discussing about loss of life. And Honorable Speaker, this is a matter that this House should take seriously, because as you have alluded to, licensing and homicide are two different things. We want to call upon the Ministry of Interior to give us a straightforward way of how they are intending to deal with this menace, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. We'll close there. Honorable Tongoyo.
So, Speaker, I just want to first appreciate and really able to also say that it is really very unfortunate, the life lost. It's a very sad story that such a time we still lost such a number of lives of young, productive Kenyans through taking over toxin products. Mr. Speaker, I agree with all these members that there is a need to look into the whole structure, even of our police enforcement. But in this particular case, Mr. Speaker, I've taken your guidance. We are going to communicate to get a response in record short time.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday. But what Mr. Speaker was saying, and I think the leader majority actually got it very proper. We have the pieces of legislation and laws that we can able to look from our end to include licensing of course, of production, export and import, but at the same time, we should extend the same to tighten our laws and actually our policies even in the licensing from the counties, and even a possibility of reverting some of the function to NACADA for proper management of licensing of these liquors, Mr. Speaker. That is exactly what I was saying, but once again, I want to apologize, to say sorry and pass my condolences to the life lost. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order. Oh, yes. Before we call the next order, honorable members, allow me to introduce the following school